has left an indelible mark on the dancehall scene, contributing to numerous hits and memorable performances. Beyond his work with TOK, he has also pursued solo projects, showcasing his versatility and dedication to music. As a songwriter, he has written for the likes of Cardi B, Kelly Price, Bounty Killer, Shensia, and others. Craigy T is also a musician, record producer, television host, and advocate. And today we're really happy that he could take time out of his busy schedule to take us on his awesome journey. Craigy T, good afternoon, welcome, and thank you.
Sure, it's my pleasure, my absolute pleasure. I see you look a while ago when the camera come on, I see you look a while ago like you fix a one curl. You're good, man. Chris.
Yeah, baby, look here. You see when you have curly frizzy hair, like them go all over the place. I mean, get them in line.
How about that with it, man? Everything good.
Okay, awesome. But let's begin with your foundation. Like I was saying to the listeners, like just doing the research and doing some digging. Like I already know we're entering into this knowing that your story cannot be told in an hour, but we're going to do our very best to showcase as much as we can. With your foundation, describe for us the household that you grew up in, and also how would you describe your upbringing?
Whoa, wow. I will say that I came from humble beginnings. My mother, I was raised really with my grandmother. It's one of those typical situations where my grandmother take my mother from country and come up. So my grandma is not really my grandmother. You understand? But she was actually cousin to my actual grandmother who lived in Mount Airy. So my family really come from Mount Airy. The Pringle side of the family really come from Mount Airy. So when my mother came to Kingston, she came with my quote unquote grandmother, and they lived in Havendale. And that's how she met my father. My father actually lived next door at the time, which not really changed much because now him live down the road. So like it's our road. But yeah, so I grew up in Rampton Drive. On Rampton Drive, originally I went to a home school really called Hurlingham Prep. It was called Prep, but I'm not sure now looking back at it how much certification it did really have. But after that I went to Queen's Prep. And at the time that I went to Queens, my mother actually went away to work, went to New York to live and to work. So I was really raised with my grandmother. Never really knew my father much when I was growing up. I knew him, but we didn't have a close relationship at the time. We have a close one now, but we didn't at that time. So yeah, so prep school. One thing that stands out for me with prep school is when I tried out for the choir. Um, and the choir mistress tell me I couldn't sing.
Oh, wow. How did you take that?
Me never take it. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, I don't really take them thing that like I never first of all I didn't like to feel left out, and I didn't appreciate anybody telling me things that I knew, quote unquote, within myself that I could do. So I just decide so I did not prove her wrong. So,
You're going to
I
sing
was
anyway.
yeah, man. So by the end of prep school, I was singing solos for the prep school choir. So yeah.
That is awesome. No, I wanted to talk to us a little bit about some of the values that grandma instilled in you, because that go get it mentality and attitude that you had at such a young age, I'm sure it would have come from some of her teachings. But share with us some of the values that stood out to you that grandma passed on that still resonates with Craigy T the man.
Wow. We have a few, it boy, it's hard to say these things, because like honestly, like my grandmother did rough, like she did really kind of grow me rough. So if it was to think back now on any one specific like teaching or sentence that kind of resonate with me, I'm not sure I could really find it. I mean, it's a woman that I love dearly, but at the same time, I think I kind of had to pick sense out of nonsense, kind of, because I never really get much positive reinforcement vocally or verbally or however you want to phrase it, but I didn't get much of that from her at the time. Many times, okay, so what I will say she taught me is that no matter what she was saying, the things that she did always conveyed a spirit of love. I will say that. So verbally, she wasn't the most encouraging, wasn't the most, reassuring, but at the same time, we were never left wanting. There like she used to always come from work with a little sweetie, like me used to meet her at the gate and ask for
Mm-hmm.
sweet. And I remember that if she never have it, she would feel so badly that she would have turned back and go feet and come back with a sweetie for Craig. And she always tell me the stories about like she was the only one that could stop me from crying when I was a baby. Like my mother couldn't do it, nobody couldn't do it. She was the only one that used to
Mm-hmm.
do it. So she's still here, so she still sing those songs and say, remember when we used to sing, oh, hush, grandma,
Mm-hmm.
baby, like them thing that she used to sing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So she still sing them something. I remind me, say, hey boy, remember say,
Yes.
me you
Did
start
you
with.
did you eventually like do you remember what age you were when you started developing a relationship with your mom or even having a conversation with your dad?
Yeah, man. I mean, in the early stages before my mom left when I was 6 years old, which is about the same time my brother was born. So before that, I remember like things like going on the road with her and stuff, and like I was always very close mentally to my mother. Like I was a little 5-year-old. What most man nowadays would I hate because I was the one that felt like I should protect her. Because,
Mm-hmm.
my mother kind of hot still, so we will go up on the road, like, me kind of shield, me kind of shield her
Yeah.
off. You know what I mean? So, and she had me when she was young, so, me
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel like I never really appreciate how so much when I watch her when we go up on the road. Jamaica stay already.
Mm-hmm. Mommy protector. Okay, but let's talk about now Craig Thompson in the classroom. Take us back to Campion.
Okay, so Campion, I at a young age I struggled with paying attention. I always felt like I wanted to know different things than they were teaching in school just regularly. You know what I mean? So I used to always be researching other things and I try to talk to girl and I try sing to girl and all of them things to get attention instead of pay attention in the class. So it was at Campion that I kind of realized, boy, all right, this singing thing is important to me. So, I started, singing some Brian Adams tracks and some of them little thing there. I remember that's when I started DJing too. So we used to have jam session in the class all the time and beat the desk them and just run with him. And Alex from TOK was there as well, and so was Basie, which is Rashan, was there as well. So we developed a friendship from then, and we used to hold some little sound clash, and we had a sound system back in a Campion too. So I mean, really want to tell the youths them this day, but I was more focused on music than I was on regular schoolwork. It's just that made it bright, so I did still pass my test them and them someday, but like
Mm-hmm.
maths, I was focused in math for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, because we're going to get to the accounting from accounting to music,
Right.
so that is
So,
that is coming. That would explain
right,
it.
so
But still in Campion, like that's when the idea was born for TOK to become a group. Well, not the name TOK, but that's when the group was formed, and you had a total of 6 members. Talk to us about that and how you moved from 6 to 4, and even coming up with the name TOK.
okay, so originally, TOK, so it was really started at home by Alex and Flex, because they lived close to each other in Bridgeport. But then there was a competition that came up. Warner Brothers had a competition back then, and they were looking for a group. And there was this song called "If I Ever Fall in Love Again" by Shy that with the whole of we they just love. So both Alex and Flex decided that they must go and look for new members for the group. And we actually started the group the day of the competition. And we practiced for the
Oh
whole day.
wow.
Yeah, we went straight from school to the competition and audition. Um so it was a lot of us. So there was back then voice never really changed so much. So even though Basie has Basie now, back then he and I had a very similar range, which is a tenor range. So we had another bass in the group. Big up to Adam West. It sounds like the Batman character, but it's not but it's not same name, but a different man.
Mhm.
So yeah, Adam was in the group, and we also had another treble in the group. I forget which one it was. No, Marcus was in the group too. That's just because me and Marcus and Basie used to just move closely through class. So Marcus ended up in the group, and Marcus was kind of a bass too. Because we did that struggle for really who will bass note, really and truly, because we have some little youth.
Mhm.
So we need three different man for hold one note there. So it was in the kind of, yeah, the kind of stay
Mm.
away.
What was the outcome of the competition, considering the group was formed the same time and you gone to, well, not a competition, but audition?
I want to tell you, so them they kind of split up the group, you know. They kind of split
Mhm.
up the group. They decided that there were two members out of the group that they wanted to keep, and they wanted to do a whole I call it like which one of the groups it was? I think it's Backstreet Boys, where them pick people from different places and they formed a group.
Mhm.
So which is what they did. So they selected me, they selected Adam as the bass voice because it was unusual to have a voice his that deep at his
Mhm.
age. And even Richie Spice was in the group too.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, so believe it or not, Richie Spice and I were in a group at one point in time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, me and him laugh about it all the time. It was kind of weird, yeah. And some other people, I don't remember them now. One person, Sean Harrison, I remember him. Yeah, he was in the group as well. Wicked voice too. And a few others. I don't remember them now. But it was always my intention to make whatever connections I could in order to help TOK. I mean, I know all of
Mhm.
the man them see that way they still. They must say, oh, you just joined the group and you're gone already. What kind of thing that? Yeah, but it is
Mhm.
what. Mhm.
Wow. And then, from there, I guess the group continued and, from entering like tasty talent competitions, singing over Boys to Men songs, being so young and trying to pursue fame as a group, what were some of the challenges that you encountered at that point? And what was the glue that kind of, hold the group together regardless? But teenage boys
But
can be difficult. Parents have
yeah.
challenges.
I want to tell you, but I mean, when you're a youth, I mean, cause we're what, 14, 15 them time there, when you're a youth, you don't really see challenge. The only challenge really is your parents. Them are when you really check it out, them are really the only people who can stop you. Like when you're you
Mhm.
don't really see obstacles, you just know what you want and you go for it regardless. There are not that
Mhm.
many consequences, not that many you don't have any dependence, you don't have any external forces that pull you away, except for your parents, really. So, I remember we used to, money was a thing, just to move around and to get to places to practice or to get to places to perform. Money was always a thing. But them time that we used to sing outside mothers and outside of KFC, and we used to sing, we used to just drop the cap on the ground, and we used to always get to where we need to go.
Oh
So,
wow.
we weren't the type to be asking for like handouts because like our parents didn't support it 100%. I mean, some of us even got kicked out of our homes because of it and ended up having to like there was a point in time where the whole group, other than except me, were living at Alex's house. It was
Wow.
like everybody get kicked out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they was living at Alex's house. So is a thing where we had to figure things out at a young age, and we weren't deterred by that at all. When you're a youth, you don't really see it. You don't really see it. You don't really
Mhm.
feel it like that. You just know, say you're getting to do what you want to do, and that's the most important thing to you. You know.
Around 1996, you had your first official recording. I think it was with Sly and Robbie, was it?
Yeah.
Take us back to this defining moment and describe the experience and what it meant for a young TOK then.
But actually, the first recording was we did that with Ajang. That
Mhm.
was the son of Ducky Simpson and
Oh.
another guy called Richard Elliott. They had a label, and that was our first recording was really with them, and it was at Jeremy Harding Studio, if I'm not mistaken. But that wasn't released, and it wasn't an original. It was just for the longest time that we did. We just wanted to hear how we sounded. So they did it.
Okay.
And then after that, we did a song called "I Will Do Anything for You," which is another cover version of Michael Jackson's nephews had a group called 3T, and they did that song. And we did that song for a producer called Stephen Gregg, who ended up managing us after that. But Sly and Robbie did the rhythm track. So I mean, it was an amazing experience. Like any youth and you're singing is one thing to sing, but when you hear it back, sometimes you really realize that, boy, say you're not really as bad as you think you were. So like you have to you have to kind of say, oh, all right. So all right, so me not really sing that good. I mean, I really hit the note them properly. So you kind of get a different ear, and you kind of understand the levels of where you want to go to, or the next level of where you want to go to, because every level is different too. So you kind of understand some, boy, all right, you need it's actual work. Like this is different now. Like this is business now. It costs money to run the track. It costs money to book the studio time. It costs money to pay these musicians. Like these people are spending money and time on you. So you need to work on your art as well. So them time they will practice every single night.
How
Every
how
single
how
night.
did you in particular like respond to criticisms and ultimately the group? Because you thinking that you're a great singer in your head, but then during the recording sessions, I'm sure there were moments when wrong key, higher, lower, or so on and so
Yes.
forth.
So in the studio, criticisms are welcome in the studio. Like we were always open to improving, and sounding better. Outside of that now, me personally, me not really tech talk. Like me not really appreciate when somebody tell me something I can't do nothing. Like I remember there was a time when Robbie Shakespeare, may he rest in peace, and he ended up being a very good friend of mine too. Robbie Shakespeare just said, "But that boy I can't sing, man." And kissing teeth, I just walk left way. Yeah, man. But them thing the strength, them thing the strength is still. Like, remember him just walk past me in the hallways. Slide, them not ready yet. And it's gone.
Oh.
That was it. And Bounty Killer and all wind up him window on one time and we run go over there for try and make Killer hear how we sound, and the man just we not get nothing more than that card window.
Happy belated birthday to Killer. I saw you at his party last
Yeah,
night.
man.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
man.
hope
Yeah,
Craigy Tina late for the interview.
man, I'm a good man. Killer, I'm a G man. Like them thing are straight away. And really and truly, no, as a elder statesman in the business, and as an artist who understand that there are lots of youths, I try boss, but and all of them really ready neither. And really and truly, you don't always have that ear to give everybody that come and want you listen to something. I understand what Killer did I got you. I understand what Robbie did.
Absolutely.
Forget it. Yeah.
No, even though you were a part of a group and you have gotten the studio experience, you also ended up working as an accountant. At what point did you realize that you needed to stop crunching numbers and start to focus on the music because it can be a profession?
As me tell you, me not really tech talk. So, all right, so I'm tell you that story. So, so me give you a rundown of the day. I used to go to UE after work. So I used to work at Dial Insurance as an accounts receivable clerk, and then after that, I had school at UE. After UE, we would come home for practice, come back to Rompton Drive, which is where I live for practice. We would practice for like 1 or 2 hours, and then I was the only driver at the time, so I did have to drive everybody home. So one man live at Harborview and the next man live at Hellshire Heights,
Oh
right?
gosh.
So I was reaching home at about 2 o'clock every morning, and then may have work the next morning 8:30. So that was my regular week running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I remember once I asked to go for some time, and I was the youngest clerk in the accounts receivables department. So them time they call me young, I'm excited, them just fling the work, give me. So and I used to do it well. So I had one of the biggest portfolios in the department at the time. And I remember working overtime for like a week. So I was leaving office at about 2 a.m. every night for like a week just to get all of my books in order, because I had the Alcoa portfolio to do, which is all of the employees of you understand, of Alcana at the time. So there's a whole heap, is a lot. And I remember the end of that month when everything came out, everything balanced, and it was wonderful, and the whole department I stand up and I clap, and I'm gonna look for my supervisor at the time, my honey, my petty cash slip, cause I want my overtime money. No, yeah. And she said she not pay me no overtime for do what I'm supposed to do in a regular time. So, it done, it buck. And then the thief my car stereo to one of the night, them even some music gone to out of my car it one in the parking lot 2 o'clock in the morning. So then I just thief my car stereo. And that I remember why I did work and buy the stereo. Someone said, all right, no problem. If you won't sign my petty cash slip, sign my resignation. And we just done. I took the pay that was owed to me. I took that and went straight to Endermanley and just pay my tuition to School of Music. Come and just make up my mind and said, this, me and working for people think it not gonna work. But me not a manners like that. Me not take talk like that, so
Oh
it
wow,
can't
what a
work.
story. What a story. And also hearing it, it is almost as if your life is still divinely orchestrated, because had
I
it
believe
not been
so.
that negative thing, negative experience, you know, who knows? We
I
probably
believe.
wouldn't get to experience Craigy T the way we're experiencing, you know, through your music and your art.
Yeah.
1999, TOK got their first hit with Dave Kelly. Take us
Yeah.
back to this moment, and how did it impact the group's life and your life in particular?
I want to tell you, so even before the song became number one, like just recording for Dave Kelly was an amazing accomplishment in our heads, and I think it was an amazing accomplishment overall too. It's like okay, so we grew up in the days where you stand up outside a studio until all hours of the morning just for somebody to listen to you, you know. We grew up in the days where, you know, all four of us need to share one track. So we had to perfect harmonies and dynamics, volume dynamics and stuff like that, because you know you have one mic, one track, you know. So the fact that we were able to get an ear from who at the time in our heads was the hottest producer, it was a phenomenal feat. Like we felt on top of the world. And I remember that weekend where Eagles Cry came out, it was like it was a hit overnight. When Killer Song them come out, it's like by the time we leave Kingston and I drive go Portmore just for chill before what was it again? That dance upon the beach, man. Basically, good, better at these things, you know. There was a dance on the beach. I fully loaded. I think I fully loaded what Killer did. But right, the song did come out the same night as fully loaded, and we went to fully loaded that night. And by the night, everybody was singing the song, and that before internet, before them thing that the hit was solid already by the night. And then our song was just right behind it because it was so different. Nobody never used to hear in harmonies from the rhythm them way up and broke out rhythm like that. And it's a hardcore rhythm and a beer hardcore things. And we are spit hardcore things too. And his harmonies, same way. So it was overwhelming, Kashima. I'm not tell you no lie. It was like, yo, it looks like all of this garbage that we've been doing, quote unquote, over the years might be something.
Right.
Yeah.
That is really
Yeah,
wicked. And just in
yeah,
the interest of time, I'm just gonna crunch some of the
yeah, man.
TOK mega hits, because I also want to focus on your individual
Yeah, man.
journey as well. Shake Your Bam Bam, Gal You a Lead, Chichi Man, Eagles Cry, like we're talking about, Guardian Angel, Money to Burn, She's Hot, Hey Ladies, and so much others. TOK has churned out a slew of hits. What would you say was that distinguishing factor that that basically led to TOK's success?
No, Kishima, I can't do that. I gotta do that, you know. I can't do that. I can't take no credit. I think that I honestly believe that the union of TOK is a magical thing. I think that, you know, once the voices are together, there is something happens. And I think a lot of it comes from that tenacity that we had when we were younger, you know, when we just never took no for an answer. You know, we would leave Kingston and go Moby and Negril for shows, and we don't know how we are reach back. We get stuck in a thing there after some fest already, and we don't know how we are reach back home and all of them something. Like we used to go to the ends of the earth to make this thing work. And I think that a lot of that is like an investment that was paid to the universe and a sacrifice that was made to the universe too. And the universe is just repaying us for it. You know, I can't take no credit. I can't take no credit.
Well, no, not for you to take individual credit, but the question was more, what was that distinguishing factor that made the group, like stand out, which
I think,
yeah,
I,
which you
I
have
think,
mhm.
yeah, I think it's the everything in one package. I think the harmonies, the smooth vocals, but then yet still the hardcore DJing, and us not being afraid to take on any topic at all. Cause we sing about some things, may I tell you. And it was the unique mix with where we're coming from too, because we have like I am into like 60s soul music with the groups, Temptation, Stylistic, Shy Lights, Manhattans, things like that. Then, bassy into a heavily hip hop influence. Alex is heavily 80s influence, Prince, Michael Jackson, them thing there. And then, Flex is like heavy reggae music singer, Barrington Levy, Sanchez, like heavily influenced by them. So it's like it's that unique mix and the way that we're able to put them together. I think that's what really makes us unique. And I give thanks for it because up until this day, I don't see another.
No, absolutely. Like, and that is why, like, a lot of persons were saddened when we learned that TOK, fell apart. Happy that you're back together now. But what would you say, like, ultimately led to that initial separation that caused the group to break up?
Sir, how me analyze it still, I think, man, I think we just tired of each other, It was a long time, man. No, man, for real, man.
Oh my
we're big.
gosh.
I mean, a real thing, real thing. I mean, yeah, you hear all kind of things, but when you really check it, them something that couldn't really do cause if we just stop. What really make us stop is that it's years. We're talking like about like 20 years of dealing with three other man every day. Monday to Monday, every single day for 20 years.
Since teenage years.
Yeah, man, it's difficult. It's difficult. And I think what happened is that there were so many things individually that we wanted to express and explore. You can't really do it within the confines of a group. So we needed that release, that break, And I want to say I didn't really understand the power of the brand until we decided to link up back. That's when we really realized that, boy, really and truly, we have a responsibility to people because, like, this lane is not a lane that anybody else can travel in. We kind of are needed,
No, absolutely. On that note, we have Cashbot coming up in 2 minutes, but
Yeah.
I think you probably can't answer this question in a 1 minute still, I mean, how have the experiences with TOK helped to shape like your personal sound and style?
Oh yeah, man. It teach me how to voice. It teach me how to use my voice. It teach me how to DJ. It teach me how to sing and understand the different arrangements and parts of a song. Chorus, pre-chorus, verse, intro. Like it teach me how to use those things as tools. So it was a sharpening stone, basically. I sharpen my last week.
And just like that, look, you did it. You
I
see,
did
well,
it.
you're in media, so you understand, Stick and stay, see you on the flip side of this break.
When me use Island Fresh with aloe vera, it make me skin feel so much smoother. So if you want to feel better and smell fresher, use Island Fresh with aloe vera.
Manufactured by Island Products, 934-0666.
The time is...
It is now 12:59. Listen up, your top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick and cash spots, lunchtime draws up next.
Pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from. Pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from. Pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from. Pick up where you come from, pick up where you come from. Hey, rap for your city, the whole block with me. There's no place like home, home. Grimy, gritty, the whole block with me. There's no place like home.
Tell me where the hell would I do it all? Somebody tell me where the hell would I do it all? Dream Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good afternoon. It is a Thursday, June 13, 2024. I am Taiba and welcome to this afternoon's live Supreme Ventures game draw. Before we begin, here's a quick look at the mid-morning winning numbers. All Supreme Ventures games are being supervised by the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. Let's put some money in your top draw. We're at $600,000, so here are your winning top draw numbers and good luck. Your first number coming down is lucky number 6. That's followed by 19. Your third number, here it comes. It is the number 12. After 12, we have a 7. And just in case you have plans for the jackpot, you're going to need the number 8. And now, let's pick your play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. The winning numbers are coming your way. Let's start dollars off with a 17. Next up, we have 30. Your third number coming down is a 36. After 36, we have the number 28. Coming down next, we are counting down to 27. After 27, we have lucky number 18. Now coming down next, that's 13. Let's count up to 14. Here comes 25, followed by a 3. Now after 3, what's it gonna be? 29. Now let's end dollars for this afternoon with the number 4. So now for some easy winnings with our Pick 2 game. The winning numbers are coming right up. First up, we have a 1. Your second Pick 2 number. 23. Once again, 1 and 23 are your winning Pick 2 numbers. Up next, you can play it 3 ways. That's, of course, our Pick 3 game. Here we go. First up, we have a 2, your second Pick 3 number. That's a 6, and your third and final number is 5. Once again, 2, 6, and 5 are your winning Pick 3 numbers. It's time to turn up your winnings. Get ready for Pick 4. And first up, we have lucky number 9. Your second Pick 4 number is a 3. The third number coming up. 4, and your fourth and final number is lucky number 7. Once more, your winning Pick 4 numbers are 9, 3, 4, and 7. Now it's easy for win. What do you say? We heat things up with Hot Pick. Here we go. This afternoon's winning Hot Pick number is lucky number 1. Congratulations to all our Hot Pick winners. Again, your winning number is 1. And of course, now you can win all of $280 for every $10 winning cash pot bet. Let's get ready to play our cash pot game for Thursday, June 13, 2024. We know you live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big winner, and let's see what the winning number is going to be. Your winning cash pot number is lucky number 12. Congratulations to all our cash pot winners. Again, your winning number is 12. Now let's mega your winnings and good luck. Here it comes. It is a white ball that has been selected. And now it's time for the monster winning. So good luck once more. Here it comes. What's it gonna be for monster? It is the monster ball that has been selected. Remember to go mega and monster 6 times per day for cash pot for more chances to win. Again, the winning cash pot number is 12, lucky mark head, and a white ball was selected for Pick 3, Pick 4, Hot Pick, and a cash pot. And for monster, the monster ball was selected for cash pot. Let's have a look at the numbers, and of course, congratulations to everyone who won. Too Smarty just win the lotto. Two lucky winners from Bull Bay and East Kingston just won the share of $37 million. Could you be one of our two newest millionaires? Check your tickets now. Come back at 3 o'clock for more games you love to play. I am Taiba. Have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws. If you're just joining us, we are on the road to success and we're journeying with none other than Craigy T of T.O.K. Now back on the journey. So we are now at a stage where we're talking about your individual pursuit as it relates to success. Now, the transition from TOK, Craigy T, to focus fully on your solo career, what were some of the challenges that you encountered and how were you able to overcome them?
All right, so the first challenge was to know where I fit in the space vocally. Because in a TOK we do a lot of things. We sing, we do the harmonies, we DJ. So it's for know it's for know really how to present your style to people and know and to understand what people really want from you as an individual, which is very different from what they want from the group or you in the group. So that was one of the main things. So if you notice with a lot of my earlier songs, like there's a lot of experimenting, I'm kind of excited for to hear what I have in store too. We have some nice music I come out too, but we are focused on TOK right now. Yeah, that was a major challenge. Also, I don't know. You have to kind of get over a little bit of nerves too, believe it or not. Even though I've been on, yeah, man. Even though you depend on how much stage, how much all over the world in front of so much crowds, it's different when are you one, it's very different, very very different. So the
did you feel
dynamic
like
is
you were
different.
starting over?
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah. As an artist, Beenie Man said, "What if time I say I'm a new artist?" And you start over all the time, man. Like right now, there's a whole generation of people right now that might know TOK music, but don't really know who TOK is. So, we're starting over to a lot of those too. And it is important as an artist to continue to reinvent yourself. So I knew that I had to reinvent myself one more time when I decided to do the solo stuff. So it's a thing, man. It's a thing. It's a thing. Being an artist is a psychological journey, you go through the hills and the valleys. Remember, I'm tell you.
How do you deal with that though? Because here it is, and especially in the digital age, like so much has changed where you can put something out and you think that this is your best piece of work. And then you have so many unprofessional critics. They just have a smartphone and feel like they need to express themselves. How do you deal with that type of situation?
Yeah, boy, difficult, it changed from day to day. Cause at the end of the day, you're human, So, and as I say, as an artist, you will go through some periods of ecstasy and some periods of deep depression is a thing. And something you just don't deal with it. That's really the way, Like you can't take people's opinions too seriously because I can't say it here, but opinion is like everybody have one, So you can't really put them on practice. You just kind of have to stay focused and continue to improve as much as you can. Because at the end of the day, you're really only competing against yourself. So you just have to continue to better yourself. And that go with everything, and not just artist business. It go with everything. You can't watch people. People will say what they feel. I won't make for talk.
Absolutely. Let's talk now a little bit about Craigy T, the songwriter. You have written for some big names in the music industry. Share with us some of the people that you have written for, some of the songs that you have wrote, and also how do you determine or decide who to write for?
So I don't have a vetting process as far as persons to write for. I go through, I don't know if you know Virgos are like we go through periods where we just put out excess work. We just have ideas and thoughts and vibes in our head that we need to release. So I go through times where I just write hundreds and hundreds of songs, and it's for anybody. I've written songs for Timberlake. I've written songs in workshops for Cardi B, for what that new girl the name again, man. She's a Cash Doll, um, Shensia. I've written with Jada. I've written songs for Taurus Riley. Um, Holy, holy. I write for Killer, I write for Beanie Man. Holy, you name it. But there's, I don't really have no restrictions like that. Like, as a matter of fact, the more challenging it is, the better for me. So when if somebody call me and tell me, say, yo, them have a workshop for Rihanna, I am excited, but I am equally excited if them call me and tell me, say, them have a workshop for Pablo YG. I'm equally as excited if them have a workshop for Skeng, who's a youth rating voice, like, equally as excited because it's a challenge, and it's almost more of a challenge for me to write for some of them young youth here because it's a different style than a
Era.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's about vibes, it's about vibes. I write for Munga too. I write, man, that's okay.
Multi-talented indeed. In those moments, like when you are a songwriter, do you shed the celebrity of Craigy T and TOK?
Hey, say, me not really care, me not really walk with a celebrity something there, Me not do that, Me shed it all the time. As much as I can shed it, me I drop it. Because ego, ego is the energy that makes you go, right? But at the same time, ego will get in your way. You're not bigger and better than nobody. And at any point in time, somebody can sweep your legs out from under you. So you have to make sure, say, you're always on point, and you understand and can differentiate which criticism is constructive and which I have to just dismiss as garbage. So it's like, as I said, like in the studio, you have to take talk in the studio, but then at the same time,
How are
people.
you with that? No, because you're coming from a space where you're not TikTok.
No, man, I take talk in a studio, man. You're mad, man. I have to take talk. I just write song for Dan what day, and then I say, yo, I love that in a create. I'm gonna have to just write over a new one. Like writing will humble you because
Yes.
you will submit 12 songs for a project and they will tell you that they don't like any of them, but you have a style where them kind of like, so write 12 more. And you have to just do it.
Oh,
Or
wow.
leave the project alone, and you don't really want to leave the project alone because you're excited about it. So writing humbles you, but at the same time, I don't allow people to tell me that I cannot. So, I'm going to
That's a
find a way.
driving force.
Yeah, I'm going to find a way to get it done, but respectfully.
I love it. Now, outside of music, I know that you have, I don't know if I should call them passion projects or your personal interests and hobbies. Talk to us about that because, from welding to, I want you to talk to us about some of your hobbies and passion projects that you do.
Yeah, so I like to throw myself into things because I'm an extremely passionate person. So I remember during a little bit before the pandemic actually, because the pandemic I had a whole album plan to drop right before the pandemic. So in 2019 we were planning album release, and then by March 2020 everything is shut down. So that was kind of a intense knock when we did take. So it kind of sent you through a little depression. So at that time, I was doing a lot of meditation, a lot of soul searching, a lot of praying, and I kept asking God for direction and guidance. And I kept hearing one word, and it's like, just kiss my teeth. And I say, I kept hearing welding, and I say, just kiss my teeth. And I say, yeah, man, me artist. Like I say, God,
Yeah.
I would tell you, I got through the thing, and I got through the thing. And one day I heard it. I remember it was a Wednesday. I heard it, and I'm gonna say, so I go just do this thing and test it because it's always something that it fascinates me. Like, the alchemy fascinates me. So the whole act of changing one thing physically into another and being able to contort it and create things has always fascinated me. So I say, yo, I'm gonna try it. So I call Heart and then tell me, say, I have a 2 year waiting period. And this was the Wednesday. I'm say, all right, just put on my name. And by Monday, I was in a class. And I actually went,
Wow.
yeah. So, Prime Minister say need welders. And all of a sudden, Heart just get busy and start call up one bag of people. And, they opened the class up. And by Monday, I was in a class. And I did 1 year at Heart. So I'm a level 2 certified welder now. But and at that time now, because I didn't know what God was trying to tell me, I was doing everything. If you ask Nikki Chromas right now, like, I was tiling her, what do you call it? Her boutique, like, I thought he was sending me into construction. I mean, they have some land, maybe they want to develop it. So, I was kind of getting involved in a construction now too. So I throw myself into it. So me a contractor over here, so me a tiler over here, so me a welder over here. So come never know what God I say. So me just a go. And remember when we walk in with the tile, I mean, and the thin set cement and everything, Nikki look at me like, yeah, man, you do this. And it was, and me and I would just sit down and laugh, like after the work done, we'd just sit down and I laugh, and me are still me, and there's no shame in my game. When me I follow direction, when me feel like you get from the most high, I don't allow people to deter
Get
me.
in the way.
So yeah, man, so them a laugh and I say, yo, you want to see the man them in the class and look for me. The liquor you them want to say, I can't the same man but me sip on TV yesterday. Sit down beside me in the class today. Because I was doing TV same way. And I want to tell you, say, right now it moved me to the point where I do one-of-one pieces for many people. So I do a lot of metal artwork. So I do one-of-one pieces. I don't duplicate pieces. So, I can share
Wow.
pictures of some of the furniture and the metal art that I have done
Is
over
it
the
on your
years.
social media, like your
Yeah, I
work?
have a little bit of it on social media. It is something that I admit I need to publicize a lot more because
Yes.
I've made some really amazing things with steel and I work with all materials. So I work with steel, cement, wood, resin. Like I do some really nice things. That's the direction it has put me in. And sometimes I get the same amount as what would I get for a show for a table. So it's like it
Oh,
has proven to be
wow.
another source of
Lucrative.
income. And as I said, all my pieces are one of one and they come with a certificate of authenticity and all of these things. And I sign and stamp and number all of them. So it's a thing,
Oh my
It's a thing.
gosh. Do you think you're an overachiever?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does your family deal with that though? Because here it is, you go to bed like Craigy T, the artist, Craigy T, the TV personality, and then boom, your wife is thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go into school. I wanna pursue welding. It has to be like a
Mama,
strong support system.
remember what you said a while ago, your wife you said so she knows me a madman, If you ask her, she understands that she might be a madman. Like me, daddy had already,
Mhm.
And 4 o'clock one morning, me decides that God tell me, say, me need a koi pond in my yard. I'm just go out there, with the pickaxe, I'm just dig a hole. 4 o'clock in the morning,
Are
So
you
my wife,
serious?
just wake up and come outside and see me inside a 4 foot hole. And
Oh my god!
me
No,
just
no, come out
me
right
just do them
there.
something. I mean, I ask question. If me feel like God, I say, yo, go this up. Me just I go. Me not ask the question. Like my brother would tell you. Like me remember my brother did want to put on an extension for the house and like him did it, and he must say, boy, money and this that. And I say, yo, money don't do things. Money follow when you have a resolve to do something. Money follow it. So you have to move to it. And he must say, yeah, but the man might tell me this for the foundation. I mean, just take the axe and just start the foundation. I'm gonna say,
Oh
yo, you're gonna
my.
help me, or you're gonna watch me do it.
Wow.
So that's some steer. That's some steer.
No,
And
no,
I'm extension right now, so it work.
it worked. No, let's talk about Craigy T, the TV personality. Like, how did that happen?
That was an accident. That was an accident.
No
I got a,
way.
I got a call from the general manager, and she asked me if I wanted to be back on TV. And I said, no, not really. I said,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Because you
not
used to
really,
host
but
like Digital Rising Stars
right.
and
I
and
was
um
I was right. I was the judge on
reality
Digital Rising Star.
series. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And I did I think on CVM to call Taking Over. We did that reality show on CVM as well with the group.
Mm-hmm.
But so she asked me if I wanted to do if I wanted to do TV again. I said, boy, I don't know. I mean, coming from you, because he's a friend of mine, I was like, yo, I will check it out. So I went down to the show. I sat in the audience and I watched the show 2 days. And I thought it was kind of cool. So I was like, yo, what, let me try out. I could see how it flow on here. And we see it go. And I did it and I really liked it. And I haven't looked back since. Because to me, it's just be myself. Like I don't have to put on anything. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to act,
It's just being you. But
Right.
Craigy T, listening to you, I know like a lot of our listeners right now, locally and internationally, especially persons with a different personality type or trait, may just feel overwhelmed by hearing all the things that you do. And balance in itself is something that a lot of us continue to work on daily to achieve it. How do you balance everything that you do? Because you're also a dad, you're a husband, you have all these different projects, and we know music in itself is absolutely demanding. What's your balance, and when do you get free time to do you?
I don't know if I don't know if I balance it, I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I do the best job that I think I can. At the time, of course, you will always look back on things and say, boy, some could have do that better. Which is kind of how I feel now. I think I actually owe my sons an apology, to be honest with you. I think that I was unfairly hard on them because I expected so much, because I saw potential in them to do so many different things. And my brother said it to me one day. He said that, yo, you were on a world stage at 21. You had a mortgage at 22. You're not a normal person. You can't expect the same things from your youth then. But I do, and I see that they can do it. So how it is difficult for me to balance now, saying that, boy, yo, don't pressure him, because the world like a pressure him. You know what I mean?
No,
So it's like,
absolutely.
yeah, so it's a delicate thing. I don't know that I balance it well, but I think I'm okay. But I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I think that I put up brick walls around my time scheduling. Let me put it that way. It sounds weird, but let me explain. Like if I decide, because like my wife and I, we do a 1 hour without any external influences every day. So every morning we have a 1 hour where,
Amazing.
yeah, we will put away the phones and put away, so no phones, no TV, no nothing like that. And we have our coffee at that time, and we talk at that time. So that is the time when we reason, and I understand that this is a bonding moment that is absolutely necessary. So I don't allow anything to interfere with it. And that is how I compartmentalize everything. When it's that, because I sit on the board of directors for Jamaica Music Society as well. So whenever me had the jams business, me had the jams business. Whenever me had the TOK business, me had the TOK business. So it might sound like I what's the word again that them say woman can do, a man can do?
Multitask or
Multitask. It might appear that
multitasking.
I can multitask, but see me not even know the word. So I was like, me not read the multitask at all. But me focus on one thing at a time and I get it done. So it's like it's a
That
thing.
is amazing. With Father's Day coming up on Sunday, what advice would you give to dads out there, dads who are struggling, dads who are in a situation where they want to be great, but they can't be great because of their situation? You know how it go when relationship fall apart and co-parenting. What advice can you give to those fathers who are listening?
I would say stay resolute in your beliefs. Um, as a father, I believe that one of the most important thing is when everybody and all of the people who depend on you know that they can get this from you. And when I say get this, I don't mean just necessarily material things, but know that whenever they come to you, this is what you will present to them. And I think that that is absolutely important. It might take a little longer. It might be after a long period of not having a relationship, but at the same time, they understand that you are there even when you think some boy them no business with you, you are still there. And I think that's one of the most important things for a father, to be that column, that supporting being that, you know, people can rely on when they need to, you know. So don't have up nobody, and don't say, boy, I would have love butter, because no. Be there as much as you possibly can, and don't give too much energy to the things that you cannot do, you know. There was a long period of time where I never have a close relationship with my son, but then he came right back and he was with me. And it was like it never did change, because at the same time, them know say anytime them need daddy, daddy's right there, right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when them call, the answer is immediate, because I was waiting for them, you know. And I think that's the same. I think I kind of, I'm able to do things like that because my father did that with me. Because it's after I get older now, I can have conversations with him. I realize that, boy, my mother never really too easy to deal with. You know what I mean? So I understand why he did what he did. And he was 19 at the time when he had me. So I was a youth too. Him never really have no sense at the time. You know, cause you really have to, you know, really have sense today about 30, 31, you know. So no
man.
feel like you know what you do. You don't know what you do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What message do you hope to convey to others about the importance of heart health?
Ah, okay. Let me see if I can find the most important thing to say. I think it's important to know your numbers. I think it's important to know your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, it's important to do regular blood tests, everything down to your hormones. Like it's so important to at least have an idea of what's going on inside your body. Because sometimes there are things that will be happening that you don't know about, you know. I had a scare recently. I fainted on a flight recently. And it
Wow.
was a rough thing because you don't really know what to attribute it to, you know, because I was going days without sleep. I could have been dehydrated. My blood sugar could have been low because I didn't eat the night before, just because we were moving so much. And it's like there's so many things that, you know, that could have gone wrong that I didn't even know where to turn. So it's important to pay attention to very small things. So, you know, I travel with a little snap now, and you know, it might seem like a little old people thing, but it's a thing what important. No man,
Yeah,
it's a
no,
real something.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, back in the day when you see your grandmother in a church with a little sweetie and a little crackers, them and a fool she fool, and she not do it because she love her belly. She really do it because there are times when
Yes.
you know you might be in a situation where it's a long service and you might pitch over. So you need a little thing. So it's important to pay attention to what's happening with your body. It's important to move, you know. Ministry of Health had a campaign recently, Jamaica Moves. It's the same kind of thing. It's important to stay in motion, because our body in motion wants to keep in motion. So your heart needs support. Yeah, so it drives you, but at the same time, you need to do as much as you can to keep it healthy. Big up to everybody who don't live in a Kingston and don't live in the major cities that ground provisions and all of those things are readily available. Big up to all of them people there, because at the end of the day, you want to keep your diet as free of additives and preservatives as
Organic as possible. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
So yeah.
no, June is being observed as Men's Mental Health Month, and I know that you're very vocal, and
Yeah.
you continue to champion the cause for men's mental health. Why
Yeah.
is this issue so important to you?
Because it's too often that the mental, psychological, and emotional state of men, these things are overlooked. It's too often. Just this morning, we have a conversation with a bridge of mine. He just turned 60 the other day, and like every now and then, like, you know, we have these conversations, and sometimes in breakdown, like in just under pressure. And a whole heap of people don't realize that this man is still cutting yards and riding a bicycle home and to work every day at 60, you know. And yeah, people will see him and say him fit and say, yo, come on, cut yard, and them thing, they must see him and say all kind of things. But at the end of the day, like the responsibility that he has had to carry, and the fact that this is how he was able to pay for people for go school and all of these things through the years, for keep him family afloat, is an amazing accomplishment. But people don't recognize the sacrifices that men make, because we are expected to just make them. Yeah, man, that's a man, them thing the man do. So you have to just do it and it's just done. But at the same time, we need to be our own support systems. It's important for man and man for reason. It's important for man and man for link. Because most likely the things that you are going through, there's an ex-brethren who either did go through it or I go through it same time as you. So it's good for knock heads, so to speak. Papi would have said why, but you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good for all them reasoning. Me and Tara talk about it all the time. Was iron sharp. Iron is a thing. So, him is one of the people them I call when I go through them thing there. And likewise, I'm one of the people that him call when I go through them thing there. So me have a group of very close friends around me that we reason, Taras Riley, Dean Monday, Don Carleone. Me have to big them up because that I'm a circle. Basic from TOK is like my brother that I never really had. So but I have brothers, but you understand what I mean? Like,
Yes, of
me and
course.
Basic well close, yeah. So it's like, them I'm a little crew that Masterly from Travelers, formerly have Travelers and now have Code Red. Well, formerly have Code Red to him, start Code Red. Them youth there, I'm a key part, them people important to me. Like me recognize them, I need them, and them know so them need me. That thing.
That is amazing. And I really hope that a lot of our men that are listening know that having a support system is really, really vital. And finally, look here, I can't believe where the time go. I know, right? I really know. So many questions. I really had to condense it and, try to push through as much. But for persons who are listening, what advice would you give to that aspiring entertainer, that aspiring dancehall artist or dancehall group? They want to embark on their journey towards music, but don't have a clue. What do you say to those persons?
Don't have a clue. Them have a clue, man. If you don't have a clue, you're not gonna do it. Them have a clue, man. I mean, you might wrong, but if you feel like you have a clue, go with it. Go with your gut, go with your passion, but approach your passion with some kind of structure. So approach building your passion passionately. I don't know, it might sound weird, but no, man, but it's a thing, man. Like don't just say, yo, me a singer, I'm just sing. No, analyze it, like listen to it and say, so that can bother, so me can do that way there. Or listen to another artist and say, yo, how him do that? Me can do that. And if you can't do it, I say you have to go learn how to do it, but push yourself to try. And if it's a situation where you're not do it, then don't do it and do something else. If it makes sense. So be unique, but at the same time, you need to understand that is that level of competition. That is where you want to be. If you hear a killer song or whoever is your favorite artist, you need to know, say your song have to play right beside for them on. So you need to really assess and say, boy, can I really stand up to that test? And if you can't, get there. Yeah? If you can't get there, get there. Yeah.
Craigy T, this was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I love how you just laugh and have this light energy. Like so many times throughout the conversation, you just had that big smile and warm energy. Continue being you and continue being great. And thank you.
I appreciate that. Give thanks. Big up to everybody.
We have some messages coming in for Craigy T. This one says, good interview, Kishima. It's coming from Billy Jungle in Paradise Court. Bless up to Craigy T. This person says, the interviewer is one for the book. Like with the whole page. I mean, use Rona Ramesh with them. You see the Rona Ramesh with them daily respect. As a youth, Big up himself, big up to Craigy T. All right, bless up yourself. And of course, that is coming from dancehall's next giant, Waterhouse Massive. This person says, Kishima, good afternoon. Craigy T interview is awesome. Great job. Keep on doing the good work, It's coming from Vivian in Lincoln, in Moneague. And this person says, good afternoon, Kish. Nice interview, Me say, me love it. That one is coming from Yellow in Claremont. He says, blessings to Craigy T and Angela. Look here. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting. I love it. That's coming from Lime Hall. And Crazy Glue in Hartford, Portland says, blessed love with prosperity. Interview double up, with Craigy T, love it, I went a part 2. Martin Barber and Augustine locked in. He says, blessings, Kishima. Great interview. This man is multi-talented. This person said, look here, boy, Craigy T, I feel like I'm not try. I just had one job, I'm a spaz out. Thank you so much, Craigy T. And of course, we're going out with Craigy T now. This one is titled Pull It Up.
Man.
Me say that one you have to play so till the end and then you pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Reggae mash up a real like weak fence, hence pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Yeah, ribbit bomb gang. Accredited, on the ready to go home. You mad? Don't stop. Me say that one you have to play so till the end and then you pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Reggae mash up a real like weak fence, hence pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. I when them bad and them rough and them tough and them a pro. From a reggae music I play them now refuse. In a me feel like it get transfused. Me have to pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. It's a one trap, tell them I know rhythm and blues. Reggae music are where the people them chose. Natural mystic a flow and we a cruise. Brighten the attitude, lighten me mood. All the wonder why she catch it on the crotch it to the rhythm. Rest all the big bass clef on me name for sure as the song I play before me leave. She have to pop up, me say me brave. Yeah, no negativity in the dance. We have no space at all. I love alone and that is all. This music have the recipe for all. With a dash of DJ and a pinch of dance all. Worldwide reggae get 10 out of 10. Of the people them a ball out again and again and again and again and again. And if you still not comprehend, listen make me tell you again, me friend. Me say that one you have to play so till the end and then you pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Reggae mash up a real like we fence, hence pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again.
Look here, I'm just following the instructions. Pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Again,
Yeah.
Craigy T. This one is titled Pull It Up.
Me say that one you have to play so till the end and then you pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. Reggae mash up a real like we fence, hence pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. All when them bad and them rough and them tough and them a pro. From a reggae music I play them now refuse. In a me feel like it get transfused. Me have to pull it up and pull it up and pull it up again. This a one trap, tell them I know rhythm and blues. Reggae music.
Stick and
Come and enjoy your Wendy's Dave's Classic, our signature square burger, served hot off the grill with the best ingredients.
The time is...
It is now 1:37.
How would you like the protection you want when you want it? With Guardian Link, you can go from one click to totally covered with 24-hour access to a range of plans designed to cover the people you care about.